Jesus Flores is coming up next.
Listen.
Educator and speaker, transforming school culture through joy, healing, and equity-driven leadership.
Be relentless in your hope, fearless in your love. Our practices need to change, but guess what? We are the leaders who get to enact that change. A philosopher is a critical thinker. So when we ignore our students' cultural assets, when we strip their identity from the curriculum, we're not preparing them for the world. What we're doing is we're robbing them of a liberating experience. We are the hope dealers. We are the storytellers. We are the healers. We are the igniters. Some people misunderstand the brilliance of our students. They call them fools.
That's good.
But in reality, they're Foolosophers. Now, philosophy is the unconventional wisdom that our people from communities of struggle have that is often overlooked and ignored. A philosopher is a critical thinker with rugged edges, not just streetwise, but sharp and enterprising. In other words, they're diamonds in the rough that may need a little extra polishing. However, when we collectively fail to realize, nurture, and cultivate this kind of genius, we risk losing our children to an epidemic known as hopelessness. So we must become something powerful in order to combat it. In the words of Dr. Jeff Duncan Andrade, we must become hope dealers. So, guess what? I slang hope and I'm proud of it. Whether I'm in a classroom in South Central, a high school in Huntington Park, or with my students in Pomona, I'm always trying to ignite hope. And I've seen a lot of hopelessness as a child growing up in my community with friends and family, as a high school teacher in Watts and Boyle Heights, and now as an administrator. So here's the truth. When we ignore our students' cultura, we're telling them that their only way to succeed is through self-erasure, that by assimilating into a system that's never loved us is their only way to succeed. So when we ignore our students' cultural assets, when we strip their identity from the curriculum, we're not preparing them for the world. What we're doing is we're robbing them of a liberating experience. When education should free us, not confine us. But when our children see themselves in the literature, when the stories are reflected back at them, when the text matches their reality, engagement grows, literacy grows, numeracy grows, hope grows. Let me take you guys back to my first year teaching in Watts. My first assignment was academic English Essentials, which was an English class for all the freshmen that failed their freshman English class. My leader, Dr. Marin, he gave me some brief yet mysterious instructions. He said, Chewy, just get the kids to read. As a first year, I was passionate and I was excited and I was like, yo, I got this. I'm taking this challenge with everything I got. So I hopped into my little 96 Integra and I busted a little mission from Huntington Park to Sylmar. I visited Luis J. Rodriguez's Tia Chucha's Cultural Center and Bookstore. Upon entering, it was as if I was getting a hug from the ancestors. Such a beautiful space with a lot rich in Chicano and indigenous culture. As I'm in there perusing through the aisles, I struck gold. I found this book called The Tao of Wu by the RZA, the founder of the Wu-Tang Clan. I went back home with a good feeling in my heart. I started lesson planning. I got back into the classroom by Monday. So my students are reading, right? And in the first couple paragraphs, the RZA introduces himself as a kid from the projects. And teaching at Jordan, most of my kids were from the Jordan Downs. So one of my students, Javon Hayes, that's when I see him turn to another student and he says, "Yo, he just like us." Now something powerful took root in that moment. That child created a positive connection to literature and education. That moment felt deeply revolutionary at a spiritual level. And for the first time, I can say that I was living for the revolution and not dying for it. 4 years later, I go back to this bookstore and my book, this fool, is standing on one of those shelves next to Malcolm X and Angela Davis. No, that's not a flex. That's a full circle reminder that when our students read stories about them, for them, and with them in mind, they begin to see themselves as part of the solution, no longer the problem that everyone has said they are. So, here's my challenge to every single educator here today. Ra tells us all the time, be revolutionary, be culturally responsive, be relentless in your hope, fearless in your love, because our systems need to change. Our practices need to change. But guess what? We are the leaders who get to enact that change. We are the hope dealers. We are the storytellers. We are the healers. We are the igniters. So ignite curiosity, ignite hope, but most importantly, ignite knowledge in the mind, heart, and souls of all of our students.